actually records this. We have a YouTube channel called Big Win Wednesday, so you can go back and listen and learn. This is part of what our team does, and Aaron's and Jack's team does. And we have a YouTube channel that you can go back and play. So if you can't log in live like we are now, you can still hear Jack explain the program, me explain it, other leaders explain it, so on and so forth. And then, Sam helps us edit it afterwards and makes Jack look like a rock star. So Kumar, one day when you're ready to build a revenue share organization and start bringing in agents, we'll do the same for you. Powerful. All right, sounds good. All right, Jack. Let's see. We'll give it one more minute just in case. Luz, okay. Welcome to the call. Love it. We got more coming here. Okay, Terry's coming in. Yeah, we're expecting a handful of people today, so it looks like we're getting. Hey, Terry, welcome to the call. And Nurko. Nurko's an up-and-coming agent, just joined. Awesome. Hi, Terry. You want to say hello? Terry, can you hear us? Oh. Nurko, welcome to the call, man. No, Terry's not muted. Terry's looks like she's not muted. I think Terry's a guest as well, like Kumar. Nurko, welcome to the call. So
thank you. How are you, Tom?
I'm doing awesome, thank you. So your job tonight is to listen to Jack. He has a revenue share organization. He's growing. He's a leader. He sells a lot of houses, and learn how he presents the opportunity, so you can learn how to present the opportunity when the time comes for you.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Okay. All right, Jack, whenever you're ready, I'll give you the formal introduction, then I'll mute myself, and then I'll be back in about 45 minutes.
I'm ready, yeah.
You're ready. Jack's always born ready. Folks, my name is Tom Truong. Welcome to Big Win Wednesday. This is the eXp Explain portion where we invite agents and invite guests to come and listen to the Amazon of real estate. eXp, the platform, is the fastest growing real estate brokerage in North America. Probably the most profitable, and certainly our stock as a publicly traded company is doing amazingly well. Tonight, I have the pleasure of introducing our host for eXp Explain, my business partner, Jack McPartlen. He's right out here in Hudson, Massachusetts, where I am, although Jack is growing a national business around the country. You're going to hear a little bit of Jack's story, his history, and then how he explained the eXp Realty platform. All of us come from a different angle, but Jack's got a particular angle that I really like, and I think you'll enjoy his presentation as well. Jack, go for it, man, and thank you for hosting and sharing your presentation tonight.
Hey, Tom.
I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for those kind words. Everyone, I'll do a quick introduction. So I've been a safety manager for like over 20 years. So what that means, like working for companies to, follow like OSHA regulations and really, take care of people, right? Making sure that they're safe when they're working and they can come home to their families. I've joined eXp 4 years ago now. I've also been doing like investing myself over the years. I used to, own properties and rent them primarily. I met Dorothy Manning through another investor who's down south, and really eXp just opened up my eyes to all the opportunities. And, I joined right away. It didn't really take me much decision making. I met Tom pretty much that first weekend I was in, and was blown away with his passion and what he gives, for, his family, the community, past president of ARIA. I've honestly learned so much from Tom and Marissa, his wife, that I truly appreciate. I'm so grateful that I've met them. And really, my goal tonight is to share, obviously, the eXp model, right? There's a lot to it, if you can say, and all the details we have around it. But what I've learned with the whole component of eXp and the collaboration, the team building, the sharing of best practices, bar none, this is the best platform, not just from a paying perspective, revenue perspective, but a team building perspective. And I'll get into some details and share some stories with you. What resonates with me on all that is I'm also a 4-sport coach for a bunch of youth kids in Hudson. And honestly, it's been so much fun all these bunch of years for me. My youngest son is just in the 8th grade now. So many of his friends, I've been a coach since they were 2nd grade. So for the detail of like goal setting, having action plans, time blocking, getting after it in life resonates with me. And then I think the other detail of this is, rewarding yourself when you hit your goals, even especially weekly, right? Coming into that next week where you're all fired up. eXp has an amazing platform to help us with that. So with all that said, let me jump ahead here. And don't mind my dog, Luna. She's causing trouble.
We like Luna. Keep going, Jack.
So here we go. What we'll cover tonight, who we are at eXp, the business model, the compensation. We're cloud-based. Community is a big part of what we do, and so many agents, so many success stories. I love just to share that. If I'm talking to folks, all the success stories that people have and related to their community, what they're doing to give back. There's so many amazing stories there. And, join the team that's really breaking down boundaries. So our founder, and I don't know if anyone has heard of this guy or if you've seen him on YouTube, he's all over the place these days. I would definitely keep tabs on all the awesome things he's doing. But, really, he started his career back in 2002. I think his real detail in life was he was so in tune with, online advertising and just that, the first year, closing 60 million in real estate. Oh, I'm sorry, his 4th year he did that. But he really believes in the aspect of, agents and brokers do the heavy lifting in the business. And the way he designed eXp was to have us be rewarded for that. And I'll share those aspects of what that means for revenue and income. And again, like for me, it's not just for us as individuals, right? It's for our families, it's for our teams, it's for our communities, the folks around us. eXp has a potential to really change your life. So in 2009, Glenn founded the first cloud-based brokerage. So who we are and how we made it till today. I love this slide, and just the kind of like the history here of how we built them. We built this amazing platform, and all the leaders that are part of that now. I'll just say from a detail of, obviously, if you didn't know, we're all over the US. I think at the number, we have like over 88,000 agents right now. We're also in like over 23 different countries, and we continue to grow. If you didn't know this, eXpI is on the NASDAQ. We're traded, and that actually happened in 2018. And with that said, we also, went across the country to be in every state in 2018. And then, as you can see, like we just continue to grow. And the goals this company has is really just that, to be growing, to be in as many countries as we can, but to be successful and to reward our agents, who are performing, right? The ones who are, all of us who are rock stars and helping to build this business. So eXp core values. If some of you, if you're not from the corporate world, this is something that I'll call like the Fortune 100 companies. The best of the best have core values, right? And they want us as the employees, if you will, or the leaders, right? In this case, us as owners, to be part of an engaged, team, right? So I think these are some amazing pieces here that, I think for me, the most important one that I always like to talk about is collaboration. And, collaboration with, not just, I'll say our teammates, right? The folks that we're doing business with, sharing referrals, doing training together. For me and my team, we do like weekly meetings where it's so important for me to tune in. So, if there's struggles, if there's concerns, we want to have open, discussions and an action plan set, and sometimes it's just having fun. Like we set a challenge, whoever can get the first contract by calling a FSBO or an expired, Dorothy has to buy him a pizza. So Dorothy's my sponsor. And in many weeks, she's been lined up to just that, buy pizza to reward someone for their hard work, but in this case, results, right? Getting those results that, we want to, build for our business. So our business model. So one kind of detail here, like if you look to the right, these are the newer companies and brands that everyone knows, right? Netflix, Amazon. So in the relationship of these guys, eXp is like the Amazon of real estate, right? The innovation of being cloud-based, the innovation of just how we have all this connectivity in how we help our agents. I don't want to get to so many details, to relay right now, but there's just so much, I'll say, layers of support that we get that and we're virtual, meaning, you can work from home, you can work from Starbucks, you can work wherever you want on your phone, on your computer. But then those moments when you want to be, engaged with your clients or training, there's a lot of live events that you can get to be connected. I guess the best example I can give for that is we have Regis offices. So we have very professional buildings we can go to for office space. And again, it could just be a simple quiet time to work. It could be hosting a meeting, hosting first time with a client, meeting with them. And that's what kind of a important part that I'd like to say that, because most of my business that I do, every day is there is connectivity into the world, eXp world, where we, can access layers of support, but it's also the people part, right? The dynamics of being around people and how we connect with others. So, one brokerage, not a franchise, in this example, or international company changing the industry. So I don't know if you've heard some of the rewards and acknowledgements we've been getting the last several years, but check that out, online, and just eXp, our main website of all the acknowledgements we've gotten. Glassdoor alone has acknowledged us like one of the best places to work for many years. And for me, that's showing something, right? Not just our own internal folks talking about, what we do, but how many people are looking at us from the outside these days. So, we have such powerful equity opportunities, and I'll talk about essentially I'll say like 3 ways of earning, money and in building wealth, right, for your families. The cloud campus environment where there's no desk fees, you can work from anywhere. I'll say real-time support. I can break this down by saying from our state broker teams, from workplace, from your mentor, if you're a new agent and had a mentor, myself, my own team, as a sponsor, even I really take that commitment seriously to make sure that if my team ever needs anything, they know within a moment's notice, I get a text, I'm getting back to them with an answer. These days, live training in the world is over 80 hours of training. It's not 50 anymore, as it says here. And then the international collaboration, that just continues to grow. So the agent-centric value proposition, what does this all mean, right? So, from a compensation, community, cloud-based environment, this is kind of like the breakdown of why Glenn, he wanted to build his model to reward and bring, the realtors to get paid first. Really, that's one basis part of it. So we don't have franchise fees. We start off in an 80-20 split, and then we cap at $16,000. We have a revenue share program, which is like a passive income. You get additional money each month when you really build off of that. And you don't have to, that's something we'll talk about in detail in a second. There's equity awards for meeting production goals. So that's a stock. And there's different ways of doing that during the year. And I love to tell this to new agents, right? So even with your fees and the dynamic of, even MLS dues, that type of thing, I can share a way that you can get stock and stock rewards. So you're negating those fees. You're basically paying those fees from your stock awards each year. We have access to high quality and affordable health insurance. This is something a lot of agents, use. In this case, it's called Clearwater. And the value of this, right? We have over the 88,000, agents these days. It's amazing to see, what just think the buying power we have with all those agents. and to get the rewards that we do from the healthcare. Community, it really is amazing. I mentioned workplace a little while ago. What that is it's basically Facebook built our own community, right, for eXp agents. And there's different groups, there's different levels of support, there's files, there's all this saved content there for us as a resource to go to. But for me, the biggest part is if you ask a question on depending on one of these groups and whatever the topic you're asking, within minutes, you're going to get an answer, and guidance to direct, from some action. Between the mentoring programs that we have here, the partner with community and all the professional services, I call them our business partners. I can tell so many stories of the business partners I used to help with closing out transactions, helping my clients. There's just a lot of professional partners that we have connected to us within eXp. And then obviously the cloud-based piece. So, SkySlope, that's where we save all of our transactions online. We have the broker team that oversees our transactions to ensure that we're in compliance. They help us, in this case, if we're missing something or, acknowledging if there's a concern about something. You can use Dotloop or Digi, oh my God, I can't even think of the name right now, but the online electronic signatures that then, you can work with your clients to have things signed.
DigiSign, we use DigiSign.
Thank you, Tom. And that way, all your records go right into SkySlope to be reviewed. And a lot of times for me, before my closing date, I have all my files in my transaction. The state broker team has reviewed and approved it. So the day of the transaction, the day of the closing, I'll actually get paid. And it's amazing, just that technology and that dynamic of being, having that broker team behind us to help us. And I can speak for Massachusetts that they're the most professional, they really care about, who we are, what we're doing, and to build our business, build our brand. So, I think that dynamic is once you get to learn from the broker team on like weekly trainings, when they do live events, really just to stay in tune with that broker team. They do so much for us. So the cloud campus environment, again, there's no desk fees like some of the older brokers and how they've made their money off of the realtors. We can work from anywhere. We cut the overhead from brick and mortar costs, right? So eXp doesn't pay, for rent. We don't pay for buildings. That's a big part of other brokers have to pay a lot of money each month for their expenses. And we don't have any of that. We are cash rich in way of eXp, if you could think of that, our business in the model itself. We do all paperless transactions and we get instant access to training and support. And again, there's layers of that. Like Tom, he has his own website to help all us agents. You can go look to see what he's doing. He's a madman traveling all over the country, but he pours so much into us to ensure that we have all the right tools. And in this case, even just, sharing his knowledge and all that he does for us. So, again, I think once you get to learn some of the tools, right? Because when you start, it's getting blasted by our fire hose, right? All the training, all the things that you're trying to learn about, eXp. But honestly, for me, the people part of this and the collaboration, it doesn't take long where, you can really do some major damage and do some amazing things. So compensation. So commission and cap, we have the 80-20 commission split, the $16,000 cap. After capping, right? So after, in my example, I always give, like in central Massachusetts, if I sold like 8 homes, $400,000, or at a total of $3.2 million in sales, I would cap. So that means I would go to 100% commissions for that rest of that year. Now, if I sell 20 additional homes that year, right, and wherever that may lie, the price points and all that, I would get that $16,000 back in stock just think of that as a bonus program, right? I don't know, again, in the corporate environment, no one would get paid that much of a bonus, no matter how well a company is doing. That resonates with me, like how much you perform, in this case for our families, right? For my example, to get that amount of money back in stock, that's awesome, right? And so a lot of agents traditionally, they don't even have a savings plan for retirement. By having stock, and if you're getting these type of rewards, you're definitely going to start building for your retirement. To jump over to the standard cost, to start, it's $149 with your application. We have an $85 a month cloud brokerage fee that covers all that you will, the dynamics of the world and KV Core and SkySlope and all the tools that we have available to us. And then at each transaction, so only when you sell a home, rent in that dynamic of your sales, there's a $25 transaction review fee and then a $40 risk management fee. But those are only when you sell, okay? So you really just have the monthly fee of $85. So the revenue share plan. So this is something that, just think of, I think Tom uses the expression mailbox money. And it's like a passive income stream that eXp pays us, in this example, when we sponsor an agent into the business. Now, this is not mandatory. It's really up to you if you want to be part of this. But what's powerful about this, some of the leaders in our company that have been doing this for a few years now, even 2 years in some cases, some of the guys, they're getting a substantial monthly income from this. And it's simple as following all of our leaders on what they do, how they connect with other agents. And there's so much training that goes involved. It's just up to us to take those actions and connect, right? To be an influencer, to be an attractor. And I think for me, honestly, that this is a big goal of mine, to be part of this business. And in this case, even sharing with my two sons, the youngest of the family. The girls don't pay too much attention to me with this type of thing. Oh. Give me a sec here. I think I'm having a little problem with
your video
Wi-Fi.
is coming in and out a little bit, Jack.
Here we go. I'm back. So I'm going to jump ahead here, trying to really want to showcase what a single agent revenue share example is. And in this case, what they would call like a payout of a 3.5% of a gross commission. Agents, we can receive revenue share based on the agents that you sponsor, but the agents don't pay us. Every time they have a sale, eXp pays us. Now, in this example, as it says, for each person you bring into eXp, you can earn up to $2,800, depending on their sales production per year. But just think of that. For me to break this down correctly, at least the example I always give is, if you had 10 agents that capped, right, that's $28,000 extra income you'll get for a year. And the second year, say if you added 10 more, right, it could keep growing. And then it's every month, as long as those agents are selling, right, that previous month. This is such a powerful component, right, that it could change your family's lives, any individual even, and again, it's the way eXp's model is built to help us brand and promote ourselves. And then in this case, do, just that, earn extra income and build wealth. So to jump to the next slide, where we have, there's 7 levels of revenue share. Each level has a different payout. So you'll see the tier 1 is acknowledging the $2,800, tier 2, the $3,200. And then as you grow, right, and as your team, I call it team, right, as your team grows, just that dynamic, those payouts will happen more on a regular basis as everyone is selling. I like this slide because it actually showcases the different tiers, the different levels, what those payouts are. the dynamic, what calling out here, what personal qualifying agent count you need to actually access that, if you will, the payouts of each of those levels. And the next, jumped ahead here. This, some of the terminology here, like, I don't want to confuse folks, but as we call it, expansion share and exponential share, the percent of our AGCI, which is the adjusted gross commission income, that's the percentage we get, paid from the sales of the agents. Okay, so some of the details around this, I'm just kind of giving this a high level right now for everyone. I think for the future, talk to your sponsor or whoever invited you to this to get more details around this program, because it can be so powerful for your income. All right, so I mentioned the healthcare piece, and this is done by Clearwater. For many agents that have always traditionally paid high rates, almost like I call them like COBRA rates, many families, many agents that have joined this have saved significant money by joining Clearwater. And what the other bonus part is, they keep the same plans, if not better. They keep the same doctors, both, for us as agents and the children in the family. And again, it's just another way that allows us to be competitive. And then in this case, right, take care of ourselves, right? All the wellness programs that Clearwater has, to keep us healthy and doing, wellness type of initiatives in life. There's so much, and you can see down below, there's a website you can check out just to check, really check some of the details. I can also say in this example, from a transparency perspective, when Tammy, my wife, and I went to look at Clearwater, they broke down all the costs for us. In this example, my wife is a nurse, so her benefits are really, really good. They told us Clearwater couldn't beat Tammy's, rates. And they were right up front with us right away to say, don't even think about joining us, But again, the value that eXp has with the partnerships, and especially with our healthcare, is so important. So let me jump into the cloud-based component here. Welcome to our world, right? Like, again, like this guy sitting on his couch, just chilling out, jumping into the world or jumping into some of the tools. This example here with this phone, it's basically showing the eXp University with the auditorium and meeting rooms. You can join a meeting right from your phone. Wednesdays in Massachusetts, we have our state broker team leading our weekly meeting, and just that you can jump in from your phone, or in this case, if you're on your computer. So much support. There's all the tech support, client services that are in the world. So basically, you just picture going into, if you haven't seen the world yet, going into the outside area of the world, then jumping into, say, client services. You pull like a lunch ticket, right, or a deli, meat ticket, and wait for a few minutes, depending on the folks that are in front of you. But then literally, you're sitting across from someone who's live. Granted, you're a cartoon character, right? You're what in that cartoon character, you could make it look what you think looks like you. Or you can make it totally whatever you want, and have fun with it. But that dynamic of getting that quick response, for me, like, it's also the dynamic of your estate broker team, workplace, your mentor. Again, just think of all the different layers of support that eXp offers. And, to me, that you literally can get an answer within seconds, if not, minutes, and then to help to move on to your next, whatever that is, and if a transaction or just a question in general. So some of the tools, just to kind of touch base, and again, for me, one big strong point for me is focusing on the CRM and lead generation. That's a tool called KV Core. But I just to kind of recognize it's eXp Enterprise. For me these days, I can literally go into the marketing, which is free. All the online content is free. It's amazing. It's so professional looking. I can click a list of in this case, I'll say a list of leads that I have, click on a letter that I just created through the marketing center, and then send out that letter instantaneously to all those folks. So in this sense, the service pays for, or we pay for it, but the service basically puts the content together to mail and then the stamps. For me, that's such a powerful tool to help brand ourselves, to connect with our neighbors, a neighborhood, a town, whatever you're trying to get, to brand yourself and connect with. But there's so much marketing that we get through eXp Enterprise. It's for our business tracking. You can see your records of what you've sold and what you're doing, revenue share as well. It's just a very tangible way to get access to all of our business aspects within eXp. But I'll also say this, it's like the front end of our business, right? The front end of building our business and how we are effective as agents. There's so many tools in there that can help us. So, again, like just as this screen is on the right here is kind of showcasing the different parts of the enterprise, the exprealty.com, the investor relations, our official press releases, SkySlope. So again, that's where our transactions get saved and we work from electronically. The KV Core platform, Making It Rain. That's like a lead generation service. Oh, my screen's skipping on me again. Did you guys ever see that video, Men Without Hats? That crazy video, the safety dance? I think I'm doing the safety dance right now.
You're doing fine, Jack. You're doing fine.
Well, transaction management, right? So this is so important. And I think, as a young agent, you want to have those tools that you can just jump in and get all your paperwork done, if you will, of making sure you're in compliance. And, this platform with SkySlope, it really is an awesome platform and saves, again, all of our records. The community platform, for me, it's that connectivity that I can share a referral, down in Florida, and all of a sudden I have like 10 agents from Florida reaching back out to me within minutes saying, Jack, I can help. What do you need from me? Right. One thing I've learned with eXp is the dynamic of networking is so important for our businesses. And when you can share business with an agent, say in Florida or in San Diego or wherever now in the world that we do business, it's an opportunity for, again, another way to earn business by referrals, right? Referral fees. And you're helping, right? You're helping that other agent build their business. You're helping a client that may not have known any agent in another state because that's your trusted partner that, the connectivity who we're working with our referral partners. So with Workplace, it's so much more. There's so much knowledge and information in there. All our leaders, especially the icon agents, they share so much in here in this platform that, there's so much to learn from. And again, also, but take action, right? Front end of our business, build our business from all the tools and all the knowledge that we get from here. So, all right, I want to jump into this. This is so important. So if you haven't heard about KV Core, right, it's kind of like this thing is like getting a lead and putting it on steroids. So it's like a bunch of Arnold Schwarzeneggers running around town, right? So what I mean by that is if you have say you have a client calls you or future client, right? They saw maybe an advertisement or they saw you know that you're a new agent in town. What we do is we put our clients into KV Core, and depending on what they are, if it's a buyer, a seller, maybe just they're looking for the future of selling a home, but they want to look at market reports. We can automate this system so it drips on our clients without us even having to call them weekly and keep tabs of them. But so powerful that in the sense of if it's a market report, if it's a new listing that comes out and it's that town that they're looking in, it's all automated to happen. And we manage that by putting in the frequency of if it's once a month they want to see something, we wouldn't overload that, right? We want to make sure we know what our client wants, but, or in this case, a future client. But it's that connectivity that in the future, they're going to be on the front, we're going to be on the front of their mind to do business, right? We're going to help them. And a lot of times in my branding these days, that's the whole dynamic of like, I want to help someone first before being like a greedy agent, that perspective of showcasing like, hey, I'm here to help. I want to help you. And in this case, even I'll share in some listing presentations what KV Core can do. Another forum for networking, I use Ideal Estate. And when I say this, I could share someone's listing across all of the US, every MLS through that networking feature, that program. And it's true. And that's what's a value point, right? If you share that with a client, say, yeah, and my team members might come up and piggyback, as I call it. When I share a listing on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Facebook, I have my team members come up behind me and either reshare it, repost it, share it with their sphere of influence. And it's a strategy. It's something I learned from, Tom and others in eXp. How do you brand yourself? How do you build yourself out as that dynamic person, but team-based, right? How we all can work with each other to help one another. KV Core is just another example of how to do that. So some of the details behind it, it's a website we get. So as part of that, we get a domain name. And so when you share a listing, for example, when you post that message out on Facebook, it shows your website. So when people click on that, because they're interested in either the market report you're sharing, the listing that you're sharing, a squeeze page or a landing page, once those interested parties click on that and they want to get more information from you, basically they fill out their name, their cell number, the email, and then now they're a future client, right? The next day for me, I would go in, if I did a bunch of ads the night before, the next day I would go in to see what folks were looking at, and I would build those market reports, listing evaluations, whatever the dynamic is that they were interested in, to help them in the future. And it helps us, right? It helps us because some of these leads, they may not want to buy or sell right away, right? It could be a month down the line, it could be 6 months, but you're there to help them at that point, and connect them.
Hey, Jack, if you wouldn't mind, I want to chime in a little bit here, especially for Kumar, who is looking at joining eXp, hopefully to sell a lot of houses. And
Yep.
to the two Terrys, thank you for your comments there. Terry Flory, thank you for saying that you've been impressed with KV Core. When 95%, in my opinion, 95% of agents who join my organization, who join eXp, from my perspective, who leverage KV Core, first of all, they join because they need leads. Without leads, they're out of business, especially in this tough market right now where inventory is slow, interest rates are high and everything. You need to be able to farm. You need to be able to farm an area and generate leads. And a lot of times agents can't afford this KV Core tool. You can actually go out if you don't join eXp, and for the two Terrys and for Jack, you guys are already with eXp, so congratulations. You don't have to pay $7,000 a year. That's how much it costs. $1,000 to get started and $500 a month. Kumar, you're a new agent. If you don't have enough leads and you need more leads, then you should, if you don't join eXp, buy KV Core. Spend the $7,000 a year and believe me, pour into the business, learn how to generate leads the way we teach you how to generate leads for about an hour a day. That's all you need. And everybody will have more leads than they can handle. The challenge with most agents is they're not disciplined enough to invest an hour every day to generate leads, to be disciplined about it. And so I promise you, if you guys plug into this thing, you'll have more leads you can handle. So both Terrys, that is awesome. Jack, I know he generates a lot of leads. And Kumar, when you get started, ask Aaron, ask me, and we'll show you how to generate leads with KV Core. Back to you, Jack.
Tom, thank you for that. And, you just reminded me of something. So when I first started, Tom said, I can't fail. And that dynamic is if I set action, I build my time blocking each day, I build routines, which then turn to habits. I think you said, Tom, if it was 21 days of consistent, in this case, use of KV Core, I would build habits. In this case, now, 4 years now later for me, and all the clients I do have, in KV Core, it's awesome. And to Tom's point, like I get people, just out of the blue would call me and say, hey, Jack, I'm going to sell my house next month. Can you help me? And I'm like, sure. I'm like, I haven't talked to this person in over a year, So that's the power of KV Core. Like it's on just autopilot, but yet the connectivity, you want to still, build your leads, build your future business. And it really is awesome. And in the professional component of when a listing is shared, what it looks like, how our basically our pictures, our information is embedded in that, in that listing. It's awesome. So, eXp's resource guide, this is something, again, like not just the availability of services, but when we need an answer, we need a connection point. There's so many folks that are there to help us. So in the world itself, we can go in and get the client services, even onboarding, the different training classes within, the university. There's so much offered there just to help us with our business. In this case, the support and teams, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific, so 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern time. Community, again, like I'm a big, believer in this, not just because I'm a sport coach, but the level of dynamic in life, what it means to give back and what rewards you receive is way more than what you would expect. And eXp has such a vision for this for all of us. Here's, the dynamic of celebrating diversity, right? With respect and, just looking after one another, embracing our differences, promoting equality and mutual respect. Like this is a real thing with eXp, and again, I've come from the corporate world, but the action-based components of this, it's awesome. The folks that give back at the highest levels, I think last year, a bunch of us helped basically set donations to rebuild a community in Mexico. And I think, Tom, if I got the number right, there's over 100 homes that were built from our donations and that program. That to me, that was awesome. And again, just like looking out, not just for us in the US, right? Where we do business and where eXp can make a huge impact.
Yep, that's the charitable organization. We built over 100 homes. Yes.
So that it's so meaningful, right? The equity of life and looking out for others. So eXp life, and look at this character on the right over here, that smile. Who is that guy? Tom? Like meet our agents and really, Tom is a vision himself. And he gives so much to so many in eXp. Is such a great leader. But this, eXp life, all the different things that we can get access to with eXp World Holdings, the eXp Global, eXp Commercial, Success Enterprise, Verbella. So Verbella is what is the technology that built our world. So it's in a sense, it's its own entity or business. So, during COVID, especially, a lot of colleges, schools, communities were purchasing Verbella to build out their platform of whatever it was for connectivity, for training, for in this case, courses. So international collaboration, right? So this is like, amazing. If family or friends and, others across the world and eXp is doing business, right? It's just another way for the potential of you getting, doing business and getting referral fees from it. It's so much, I think, to comprehend, because right, most brick and mortar, real estate firms, traditionally, you would only be working in that area. It's almost like you'd be locked into that area and that's it. With eXp, we are global and you can earn and do business globally. So here's all the countries that we're in right now, right? And I think this might be a little outdated. I think Dubai is not here. Oh, Dubai is here. But these are the countries that we're working in. And I think, like, I don't want to, speak for the company, but I think for me, just past history here, each quarter we hear about 1 to 2 or 3 more countries that keep on getting added. And the vision for eXp is just that, to keep growing globally. So this is another important part of our company, and the agent voice in the company, and how is that heard? How do we even go about acknowledging a concern, acknowledging something to to our leadership and Glenn and Jason? So this council was designed and set up so all of us agents have a voice, right? We can bring up topics to get heard by our leadership. There's a rock star agent named Lisa Parento down the Cape that she is part of this awesome group. And if you don't know her, you got to check out all the awesome things that she does. She is such a professional. Again, that dynamic of, we pass a message to her and it's going to get heard, right? And we're going to have communications that come back to us on whatever it's concerns or whatever that may be. So yeah, here's just more of the current members. eXp Solutions. All right. So this is something I love to share because, again, it's about us, right? But just think of it. It's about our clients and how we can benefit our clients with all these different services. One thing I mentioned before about, like, I've closed some transactions from our partnership. So America's Preferred Home Warranty. There was a couple homes that the home buyer was kind of worried about some of the systems, and so what I did was I bought the home warranty for them to make sure that, one, they wouldn't have to worry about that first year with, all the, this case being a first time home buyer, having an additional major expense happen, like if the heating system went down or something like that, right? So in my view of this, it was like $420, but just that, I get a commission, I help my client, then a client for life now, right? Because that detail, what we did there. But that's another part of this, like eXp's partnerships that we have. It's, again, it benefits us, but it benefits our clients. And there's so much to say, build a sign. I use these guys all the time to get new signs, because these days we have more signs that are blowing off my off the stanchions and the holders. But we get like a 30% discount off of buying from Build a Sign. So it's an awesome value for us and very professional looking. There's different options for your branding of, what you want to have and just a showcase for that. But again, those just a couple, and some more, again, more eXp Solutions, more of the companies we're working with. Success coaching. So this is another element. Not only do we get all the icon agents that train and teach us in eXp and in the university, the coaches that they have tied to this organization, again, there to help us build our businesses. Amazing and amazing content, but again, just amazing people. I'm sure at some of the big events that you'll see some of these folks and you'll be blown away what they do to give back and how the connectivity of what they're doing to give back. So join this message here, join the team that, is breaking down boundaries and, just some I'll say like third-party reviews of people outside the company, like what they're talking about, with us. And, like Inman, team recruiting drives eXp's strong agent growth in Q3. Market Watch, eXp Realty accelerates its already significant growth through North America. So we're getting a lot of attention in the news these days, and it's been awesome. Again, I feel like I'm talking a lot here, and I think the detail, to maybe research some of this stuff, like you really want to see some of the rewards and acknowledgments we're getting from outside, even outside the industry of real estate. What that looks like, and it's pretty good. Again, just more real trends, acknowledging how much production we've been doing. Last year alone, like every quarter, we were the revenues were over $1 billion each quarter. So again, there's so much production that's happening right now, and so much connectivity with all the agents across the country and across the world. So this is the slide, the phenomenal agent and revenue growth, as you can see, from starting in 2016 to 2021. The agent growth year to year, 72% now. So this is the slide right back from 2021, acknowledging the 83,000 agents with a revenue of 3.8 billion. I think this past year it was like 4.5 billion. So become an eXp agent, right? If this resonated with you, and I think for me that, like, the dynamic of looking at something for the first time, right? It might be a lot, but it's almost like taking down some notes, looking at, what you have for goals on your own right to build for your business, looking at your vision board, right? do you see, or can you see eXp's tools to get you to your vision board? Like, I think in my example, especially with the younger boys with goal setting and all the things, we do together, eXp has the tools to help me build my business. And as Tom stated before, it's all the leaders, it's all the support that we get. It's the collaboration that has made, the difference for me. And I know it can for you as well. And I think that's the biggest thing. If you are interested and you're debating, really talk to your sponsor and just that, get all your questions answered. So that is it for me.
I think that wraps it up, right, Jack? All right. So, Jack, great job. Thank you very much for doing the eXp Explain and sharing the program with us. Dorothy Manning, are you with us? Or Terry, if you're with us, maybe you can give us a quick testimonial about your experience with eXp. And then Kumar, I'd love for you to ask any questions that you might have that as a result of Jack showing the program. Did it spark any questions for you, Kumar? Dorothy.
Yes, sir. I am delighted to say something. Jack is A+. His enthusiasm just propels him out of the room. And he is such a kind person to give that $420 to the new buyers so they wouldn't have any problems with breakdowns. That's Jack. He's an A+ guy, and it's an A+ company, guys. Don't wait.
Okay. What has it done for your business, Dorothy?
I have discovered that my business can be as huge as I want to make it. My background is very international, so I'm very excited about all the countries where we're opening markets and can interact and do business and send referrals. And it also gives me a good platform to work with builders, which is what I like to do in my backyard. It's what's most attractive to me and most available here.
Okay.
And also, because of the way the company is structured, it gives so much to the individual agent that I don't think we're going to get anywhere else.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for explaining that and sharing those stats. Any other comments with Terry or Kumar? Do you have any questions about our model?
Nothing from my end. I think it looks great. I need some time to think about it, and I'll be in touch with you guys.
Okay. So Kumar, what time are you and I talking tomorrow? You, I, and Aaron. Have we decided?
Not yet, but I'm gonna have to look at my calendar and I'll let you know shortly.
All right, would you look at the calendar and text me back so I can put it on my calendar, Kumar?
Yeah.
I want to take a deeper dive into who you are and what you want to accomplish with your real estate license and your real estate business. This
Sounds
is let's just take a deep dive with you, me, and Aaron. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Well, that's it then. We're pretty much done with the eXp Explained presentation. I think we can sign off. Sam,